Welcome to another video in the Edge AI Masterclass, where we are looking at the different parts of the machine learning workflow. In this video, we will look at the different data pre-processing steps that are usually performed for tabular, image, and text data. So let's get started. Let's start with structured or tabular data. One of the first steps to perform when cleaning structured data is to check for and correct outliers. Outliers are simply data points that significantly differ from other observations. If the electricity demand forecasting app that we looked at in the last video was using London data, an outlier could be a temperature reading of 45 degrees. While such temperatures are reached frequently during summers in South Asia and Middle East, they are unheard of in London. And so such a data point would be an outlier. The reason for outliers, depending upon the data, can be incorrect sensor readings, human error, or just a rare event like a heat wave or heat dome in this case. We will look at some other reasons and ways to correct outliers in the next video. For now, understand that in the real world, things like this happen that can make your data dirty, and this dirty data needs to be cleaned before it can be fed into a model. Another pre-processing step that is performed is to check for and correct missing data. Again, the reason for this could be sensor error, bad internet connection, or human error if the data is being entered manually. Some other pre-processing steps include data imbalance rectification, which is for classification tasks, data normalization, data binning, and data transformation. We will go over them one by one in the next few videos. Let's talk about image data now. Like any other data, image data also need to be processed and cleaned before it can be input into the model. A mandatory step when working with images is to ensure that all the images are of the same size in pixels. For example, if you are building a model with image data size of 96 by 96 pixels, all the images should be resized into these dimensions. Another step that is performed is image rectification and augmentation, which includes tasks like changing the brightness, contrast, color, grayscaling, etc. to improve image clarity. While in the early days of machine learning and computer vision, this was done to improve image quality. It was later realized that more robust models could be built by giving the model lots of images and all kinds of images with different settings of brightness and contrast, as well as flipped and rotated images. This step was later named as data augmentation, as the original image dataset was being augmented by synthetic data. Finally, let's look at the pre-processing steps for text data. The first step that is performed with text data is tokenization, where a line or paragraph of text is split into tokens or words. These tokens are then lowercased. This is done to ensure that the model does not differentiate between small case cat and capital case cat, for example. Next, stop words like is and the, which are extremely common and carry very little information, as well as emojis, links, etc., are removed. With only the important words left now, the stemming and lemmatization step is performed, which reduces words to their root forms. For example, running and ran are converted into their root form run, so that the model does not differentiate between these three. And that was a quick summary of some of the different pre-processing steps that are performed for different data types. Remember, a good understanding of pre-processing steps forms the backbone of effective machine learning model making and differentiates a good data scientist from an outstanding data scientist. So make sure to spend some extra time on this topic. In the next few videos, we will look at some of these pre-processing steps in a little more detail. See you there.